Right, this is Excel Project 1. We have two files that we need to download. We have the start file and we have the resource file. I am going to go up here and open both of these. So I'm going to start with the top one that says wherever, but start with whatever one you want. I'm going to click Enable Editing. This is very important. If you don't click on that, then it will stop you from being able to do the first step. All right, I'm going to go back to my download where I downloaded it, and I'm going to pick the guided project that has my name in front of it. That's going to be the one we're going to work in for the most of the time and submit. So we're going to click Enable Editing on this one as well. This you can see right now is a blank worksheet. All right, I am going to go and open up my wherever worksheet. Make sure that the top of it says wherever. Okay. Just had to move my instruction sheet over to my other screen. So you guys see that, you see the wherever. The first thing they want us to do in step 3 is to zoom out and unfreeze the panes. Now, before I do that, I want to show you what freezing panes actually does. So you can see the column headings here, and you can see the line underneath. And you can see if I scroll up or down, the information over here, I'm going to scroll up or down. You can see that we have much more information here. This is the stock database for, it looks like, for a store. They sell shoes and they tell you the color, the size, how many they have in stock, if they're women's or men's, how much the cost, the value in retail, and if they need to reorder. Now, if I scroll up or down, this stays the same. If I go up to view, and I go to the window section and I click on freeze panes, click freeze panes, I'm going to unfreeze panes. Now what that does is it takes that line out from underneath. The columns are right there still, but if I scroll up or down, you can see the columns do not stay put. All right. So that was step 3B. I just skipped the first step, 3A, but we can quickly do that. They wanted us to take this and right now it says down the bottom right corner down here. It says 150%. They want us to make this 100%. We're going to click on the minus button, which is the zoom out. We're going to do that 5 times. And you can see the reason we do that, we have a lot of information here. If we zoom out, we can see more of that information. So this is important in Excel. In Word, when we did Word, you could zoom in and out, and that was for your own view and how you preferred it. This can sometimes mean how much information that you're able to see on a worksheet. So it's important. All right, so the next thing they want us to do is they want to show you the switch windows button. So you're still in view, you're over in window, and you have a switch windows button. All you're going to do is just click and we're going to look. We're not clicking on anything right now. You're going to see that you have your guided project with your name and the wherever workbook. We're going to stay in this workbook though. They just want to make sure that you have both of your spreadsheets open. So I'm going to click off of that. And in step 3, I'm sorry, step 4 now. We're going to copy this worksheet into that other workbook. So right now, this is sheet 1 down here at the bottom, the left. Right click on sheet 1, go to move or copy. You're going to change this from wherever. You're going to click on it and change it to the guided project with the one with your name, the start file. And you're going to click create copy. Okay, so that was 4A, B, and C that we did. Now you're going to click OK. Now, because you did that, it switches to your start file, the guided project. You have two sheets now. You have sheet with a little 2 in next to it and a sheet 1, and we'll fix that later. Now they want us to go back to the other workbook. So we're going to click View, and we're going to go to Switch Windows, and we're going to click Wherever. And they just want us to close this out. And they want you to close without saving. If it says save, just click Don't Save. Now, once you close that out, you should be back to your guided project. Now, could you just open up those worksheets without going to View and the Switch Windows? Absolutely. They just want to show you that you have this ability, because if you're in a business setting, you might be working with, 4 or 5 worksheets, and it may be easier for you to just see a quick list of all the items that you have open instead of going here. But you absolutely could have, we could have went and did the same thing by going down to your toolbar and just switching between the worksheets this way. All right, so in guided project, we're down at step 5 now. So the first thing in step 5 is we are going to rename and delete sheet. So we're going to double click sheet 1, 2 right here. So we're going to double click this. With that double click, it selects the whole thing, and we're going to type in inventory. Press enter. Then I'm going to right click on sheet 1, and you can see it's a blank sheet, and we're going to delete this. Here we go. So now we only have one sheet, and that has the information in it. All right, step 6, we're going to fill a label series and delete a column. All right, so now before we start on getting into the actual spreadsheet and making changes, I want to quickly go over. These are obviously cells. This is a cell. This is a cell. You can see where I click here. When you click on a cell, you can see you have the rows. I'm sorry, you see you have the columns. Okay, columns are A, B, C. They're letters. The rows are numbers. You can see when I click in this cell, this is cell A5. You can see because it's highlighted here. Highlighted here. Now you can also see what cell you're in by up here in this name box. Sometimes if you are way over in a document, it's kind of hard to eyeball it. You can just look up here and you can see, like right now I'm in N18. Right here, now I'm clicked up in A3, and right here you can see in the formula bar, this shows whatever is in the cell, whether it's typed, a number, a formula. This shows what's in that cell. All right, so in 6A, we're going to click on cell A4. So A4, this blank one right here. They want us to type in WEA001 and make sure the WEA is capitalized and press enter. Now, when you press enter in Excel, it always goes to the cell below the one that you were just in. If I was to press tab in Excel, it goes to the one to the cell to the right. Now, step C, they want us to select A4 again. So go back up to A4 where we just typed. We're going to go to the fill handle. Now, it's really important working in Excel. If I want to select something, I would go to the middle of the cell. It looks like a red cross symbol, a blocky white plus sign. I would go to the middle of the cell and like drag through what I wanted to select. Okay, I'm going to click back in here. If I go to the top, this actually moves whatever's in the cell to another cell. So you want to be careful. See how it turns into that 4-sided arrow? And then in the step that they want us to do, they want us to go to this bottom right. And before I go hover over it, you can see in the bottom right, there's a little square. And if I click over on that little square, it turns into just a regular black plus sign. Okay. Right there is the fill handle. We're going to double click on that. Double click your mouse. Now what this did is the program counted for you. So it assumes that you want this WEA001, and it's going to just start changing the numbers as we go down, which is exactly what we wanted to do. And step 6D, we're going to right click the column J heading and choose delete. All right, so when they say to delete a column, anytime they say go to the C column, D column, and not specify a cell, you want to click right up in here. So right now we're going to click right up in J, click on it, highlight it, right click, and then choose delete. All right, step 7, we're going to use the fill handle to copy a formula. So in step 7A, click H4, so H4. Okay, so right now H4 has a formula already in there. All formulas always start with an E. I'm sorry, starts with an equal sign. And this is, they want the value. Okay, so let's use our math brains. I know this is an accounting class, but just so we kind of understand what we're doing. They want the value of rugged hiking boots, brown, size 8. There's quantity 5. And here's the cost of them. All right, so we have the value is E4. So whatever is in this cell, right? E4 times the asterisk means times on your keyboard in Excel. Whatever is in this cell, G4. So the value of the rugged hiking boot size 8 right now is $232.50. They have this amount of stock in their store. What's helpful about having formulas like this, instead of just doing this ourselves, is that when we redo our stock, maybe they want us to change the cost. Now, don't follow me when I do this. I just want to show you. If you click in the cost, $46.50, let's say I'm gonna change it to $50. Okay. So we're gonna now, as soon as I hit enter, you can see that it changes the value. So it's very handy. We can make changes to here, and then the formula, since the formula doesn't change, it will now add 5 times 50. All right, I'm gonna undo what I did because we need to be over here in H4 for our project. So we're at H4, we're going to go to the fill handle again, that little plain plus sign in the bottom right corner, and double click. Now you can see, let's go ahead and click in cell H5. You can see that it copied that formula down. Excuse me. It not only copied that formula down, but it knows that because we're going to the next row, up here, this was E4 times G4. And we went down a row, and now it's E5 times G5 and E6 times G6, and so on all the way down. So that is one of the reasons Excel is a wonderful thing. It does all that work for you. All right, step 8, we're going to merge across and set word wrap. So we're going to select cells A1 through I2. So A1, so go right up in the middle of A1. Remember how I said select, make sure it looks like that chunky white plus sign. Hold your mouse down, drag through to I2. So you can see down here, this is I2. So just the very top, and these would be our titles for this spreadsheet. We are going to go to the merge and center button. Now that is in the home tab. and we are going to go to the alignment area. And we are going to click the down arrow where it says merge and center, and we want to do merge across. They don't want this actually to center, okay? So if we were to do merge and center, it would get rid of all these columns, make it one long cell, and it would center these titles. Most of the time, that's what you would want to do, right? You usually want to center your title, but for this case, they want us just to merge across. So what that means is it just got rid of those columns and it kept our titles left aligned. All right, step 8D, they want us to select cells F3 and click expand formula bar. So here's F and right here, F3. So you can see right now it says men's or, so we can't quite see everything, right? They want us to go up to formula bar, go over here to the down arrow, expand it, and now we can see that this says men's or women's. But because this is not the correct size right now, we can only see part of what's written in that cell. So to fix that, we're going to click the wrap text button. So in step 8E, we are going to go to the alignment group and we're going to click right here where it says wrap text. You can see this is a very common button because this happens a lot. So we're going to click wrap text and this automatically makes this row larger so it will fit both of these. Let me keep that the way it is. Don't follow me right now. I will go through this first project and I need to show you some things that aren't actually in our instructions. All right, so leave this the way it is, but just watch me what I'm doing right now. I'm going to undo what I did. If you are creating, you can use wrap text, of course. It did exactly what we wanted it to do. Could you have also came over here, go between 3 and 4, and you see how it turns into a double-sided arrow? Click your mouse and you could have dragged this down. And no, you couldn't. Ignore what I just said. I'm going to undo this and you're going to click wrap text. All right, sorry. I thought if you made that wider, it would automatically show it, and it didn't. Okay, so just again, ignore what I just did. I do not want to start over at the beginning of this project. I want to continue on. All right, so now we fix this and we want to collapse this formula bar. Put it back to where it was. All right, step 9, change alignment and format data. So we're going to, not 9A, select cells A4 through C39. So we're going to go right here, A4 to C, and 39 is way down here. So we're going to go right in the middle of A4, over to C, and I'm going to go all the way down to row 39. Okay, so you can see everything I have selected. Now they want us to click the increased button. You guys, we use this in Word. We're going to go up here. Here's decrease, and we want to click the increase button. Now watch what it does. If you click increase button once, it just moves it off the side a little bit. Now 9B, they want us to select cells F4 through F39. F4 through F39. Okay, so this whole row. And they want us to click the center button. So right up here in alignment still, center. And they just want that in the middle. So right now we're just making it easier for us to read, or if you print it, making it easier for somebody else to read. Now step 9C, they want us to select cells G4. Here's G4 through I39. All right, so right in the middle of G4, I'm gonna pull down. We're gonna select all these last 3 rows. We're gonna click in 9D, click the number format drop-down list. So here's the number format drop-down list. Okay, that's the drop-down. They want us to choose currency. So we're gonna go down and choose currency. And you can see that just adds a dollar sign and puts it out to 2 decimal places. They also, oh, nope, that's it. That's all we're going to do for that one. We're going to go to 9E now. We're going to do the title rows here. So select cells A1 and A2. I'm going to go right up here, A1, hold my mouse down and drag through to A2. So select both of these cells. They want us to change the size to 20. And that's it for those. Now they want us to select A3 through I3, so the column headings. And they want you to bold those. Okay, so we bolded them. Now 9H, click the format button and choose row height. And they want us to change that in 9I to 35. So we're going to go over here to cells, still in home button, home tab, I'm sorry, cells, format, change the row height to 35. Now this is where you can, if you're creating your own spreadsheet, you can adjust the size of a row by going over to the between 3 and 4 and just making it as big or as wide or short as you want. All right, step 10, display and calculate total inventory value. We're going to click cell G40. So go down. Here's row 40, and we got to go to G. So it's right down here at the bottom of this first row. First row of dollar amounts of the cost. And in here, you need to type in current inventory value at cost. Make sure you capitalize the beginning of all of them, except for at, and make sure you spell it correctly. Press enter when you're done. And then click back up into cell G40, and we're going to apply the bold button. And we are going to click align right. So this is align right. And it just moves this over here. Now it's 10E, we're going to select cell H40, which is the cell right next to that. And we are going to double click the auto sum button. I am not going to double click it. I want to show you what this is actually doing. If you double click it, it automatically does it right away. And I want you to see. So I'm going to go up here to the home editing auto sum button. Click it. I'm clicking it once. It puts a little marquee around these amounts. Why does it do that? Because it's going, hey, you're wanting to total something. The only thing near my cell is this row of amounts above me. So it is assuming that this is what you are wanting to add up. Do you have to pick these? No, you could go over, you could pick this row if you wanted and put the sum over here. It doesn't make much sense, but you could. You could change by just going and clicking over on other cells. Now, but this is what I want. And I'm going to press enter. And now down here, so that's what that double clicking. If you would have double clicked, it would have just quickly selected this and entered it. You can see that you have number signs down here. It's fine. The reason that there are number signs down here, you can see that there is a formula up in there, up in the formula bar. But you will have you will have number signs in an Excel spreadsheet if there's not enough space for whatever's in that cell to show. So that's all that means, and we're going to fix that. So step 10F, they want us to autofit H. So autofit is we're going to go up to row H, right between H and I, turn your cursor into a double-sided arrow and double click. And that made that exactly as wide as it needed to be to show all the information. You can do the same thing with rows. You can do the same with any of these columns, that same exact way. All right, step 11, we're going to add borders and set row height. So now we're going to select cells A3. I'm going to go to the top. We're going to do A3 through I40. So it means we're going to do A3 all the way over to I and down through 40. Make sure you get the inventory cost. So everything except for the title. Now we're going to click the borders button, click the little down arrow, and they want us to choose all borders. So this just will make it where it's a more solid line in between here. And the next step they want us to do is click the format button and change the row height. So we know that's over here, cells, format, row height. And they want us to change that to 20. Now, because we have all that selected, whatever we click on there, it's going to happen to all of the rows. All right, step 12. We're going to go up here. It says click Control Home. You can click Control Home or click up the top. 12A, we're going to click the Page Layout button view. We're going to click the Center Header section. Ignore what I just said. Stay in Home. We need to do Page Layout View, not the Page Layout tab. Okay, so I just went to the Page Layout tab. Page Layout View is down here in our status area. Okay, so right now we're in normal. The next button is Page Layout. That's what we want. This lets us get to our headers. Because just like in Word, you can have a header and footer in Excel. Why would you want to put a header footer? This would be if you're going to print it out. If you're ever going to print it out, you would add those. If you're just using a spreadsheet just to keep information for yourself, you wouldn't need to do all this. All right, so I want you to click up in the center header. And then when you do that, we got an extra toolbar, a header footer toolbar. And they actually want us to go here to go to footer. So click on this navigation, go to footer. Could you have just clicked down here? Absolutely. Click on the right section, and we're going to click the file name button up here, file name. Okay, so we're going to add a document, like a property. So we're going to click file name. And then if we click off of that file name into the document, sorry, into the workbook, it shows the name of this document. Now let's switch to normal view, go down to the status area, click back so we can get back to what it looked like before. Step 13, change page setup options. So we're going to click File, Print, and you can see right now, if we was to print this right now, you can see we have product up to the value, but it doesn't fit the rest, right? So let's click down and see what would be on the next page. Oh, we have the rest of the bottom of our spreadsheet. Go to the next page. Oh, there's retail. And then there's the bottom retail. Well, that's not nice. That isn't something you would want to hand out in a business meeting or give to a coworker because that's confusing. So Excel, it's really important to be able to extract the information you want out of a spreadsheet and then be able to print it in a way that is easy to read. And that can be difficult sometimes because we have a lot of information or you have a lot of rows or columns. And if you try to fit all of them on a page, that might be too little. And so that's what we're doing here. We're making it where we get our information in a way that we can view it easily. So here at 13C, click no scaling. So I'm back on page 1, and I'm going to go down here to the bottom right here where it says no scaling. Click the little down arrow, and we're going to click fit sheet on one page. Now you can see it made it smaller, but it's not so bad, and we can still see the information. It fit it all on one page. Yeah, this will work. Now it says 13D, return to worksheet. So we're going to click the back arrow. We're back at our sheet. And the next thing we're going to do in step 14 is we're going to set the print area. They want us to select cells A3 through F11. So let's go A3 over to F and down to 11. Now, notice what they have a select. They have a select everything except for cost value retail of the rugged hiking boots. That's it. So we're going to go to page layout, page setup, and here's the print area. So we're going to click the little down arrow and click set print area. It really doesn't look like it did anything, but now if we go to file, print, it will show you that it will only give you the information that you set that print area for. So it only is giving us rugged hiking boots. All right, so we're going to leave this like this. We're going to return to the worksheet. And we're just going to leave that print area. Now, of course, if you want to get rid of print areas, you go up and you can undo the print areas, but they want us to leave this right now because otherwise it will count it as wrong. We're going to click save. Okay, I'm going to click save. I'm going to close out. I am going to submit and make sure that I did everything correctly. I did not. Okay, let's see what I did, what step I did not miss. I missed. Change alignment and format data. Type 35. Okay, so I did something wrong with step 9I. Go down to 9I. Oh, okay. I did miss that. I didn't remember doing that. All right, so I'm going back to fix this. I don't want to redo this, so you guys are going to have to walk with me through my error. And if you copied me exactly, you will have the same error on your document. So you can fix this now. Go to A3, drag through to I3. We need to be in the Home tab. Go to Format, Row Height, and this needs to be 35. Click OK. Just made it a little wider. I'm going to click Save, and that should fix my problem. Let me upload it again. All right. Thank you and have a great day.